Zipper the Squirrel and the Illuminated Lake. In a tree in the middle of the forest lived a squirrel named Zipper. He was very clever and always attentive to everything around him. He was a small squirrel, but his courage was immense. One day, while savoring a nut on a tree branch, Zipper noticed an owl nearby. She was on another branch and seemed very friendly. Curious, Zipper approached and asked her name. The owl, with her large, calm eyes, replied,
"Hi, little squirrel. My name is Clara."
Zipper said,
"I'm always attentive to everything that happens near this tree, and I've never seen you in the forest before."
The owl said,
"I usually fly more at night, looking for food. During the day, I rest on top of a tree after the lake. I stopped here on this branch to rest."
The little squirrel said,
"I usually look for food and have a lot of fun during the day, because at night I find everything very dark."
Upon hearing Zipper the squirrel, the owl said,
"I have a great skill. I can see very well and from far away. I fly almost all night and see many interesting things."
Zipper, fascinated by Clara's ability, asked,
"Owl, what's the most interesting thing you see at night?"
The owl replied,
"There are many interesting things, but I really like to see the glow of some lights that fly over the lake."
The two talked for a long time, having fun and sharing stories. The owl bid farewell to the squirrel and flew away. Zipper, adventurous and courageous as he was, became curious and really wanted to know what those lights were. He was amazed by the story of the lights on the lake, as he always went there to drink water, but that was during the day. One beautiful night, the little squirrel, up in the tree preparing to sleep, thought and decided to go to the lake to see the shining lights the owl had spoken of. He was a little scared, as he didn't like walking through the forest at night. Zipper climbed down the tree and quickly ran to the lake. Arriving there, he approached the water and saw many bright lights. He was amazed at what he was seeing. It was a spectacle of firefly lights. Zipper spent a little time observing and then quickly rushed back to his tree. Upon reaching the tree where he lived, he came across a bear lying down. The little squirrel stopped behind a bush and became very scared. He thought,
"How am I going to climb the tree now? That big bear might wake up and devour me if I make a noise."
Zipper stood still behind the bush, not knowing what to do. Suddenly, the bear woke up and said,
"I smell a squirrel nearby."
The bear stood up and began to walk around the tree. Zipper, hidden behind the bush, looked up and saw Clara the owl on a branch of the tree. The owl from above said,
"I'm going to help you, little squirrel."
Then she flew down and passed very close to the bear, making a very loud sound and luring him away. Zipper, seeing the bear moving away, quickly ran and climbed the tree. A short time later, the squirrel no longer heard the sound of the owl or the footsteps of the big bear. Zipper waited for the owl to find out what had happened. Suddenly, Clara landed next to Zipper. With a smile on her face, she said,
"My squirrel friend, are you calmer now? I came here when night fell and didn't find you, so I decided to wait for you. When I was almost leaving, I saw you behind a bush down there hiding. I saw that you were afraid of the bear. I just stood here observing and thinking about what I would do. So I decided to scare the bear away, luring him to another place."
Zipper was very grateful for the owl's help and said,
"You really are very clever. Thank you very much for helping me."
From that day on, Zipper and Clara became inseparable friends. The courageous squirrel, who once feared the darkness, learned to appreciate the night through the eyes of the wise owl. Clara, in turn, discovered the beauty of the day through Zipper's adventures and curiosities, and together they explored the forest, each sharing their skills and adventures. If you liked it, leave your like. And don't forget to subscribe to follow more little stories.